The doors of the great throne hall of Zartesh had not opened for a human in 300 years. Tonight they opened for one, and the queen was holding his hand. The entire council rose in shock. Guards reached for their weapons. And somewhere in the back of the chamber, an old general whispered the words that would define the next hour of history. She's not supposed to love him. She's supposed to execute him. 3 days earlier, Sergeant Marcus Cole was dragged into the dungeons beneath the Zartesh capital. Wrists bound in alloy chains built to hold creatures 10 times his strength. The guards weren't gentle. Humans, after all, were not citizens here. They were livestock bought, sold, and occasionally, when the Empire needed a message sent to Earth, executed on a public platform. Marcus didn't struggle. He'd learned long ago that struggling only entertained them. "You don't look like much," sneered the guard captain, a reptilian brute named Sorik, as he shoved Marcus into a cell. "The last human we caged screamed for 2 days before he stopped." "Good for him," Marcus said flatly. "I don't plan on screaming at all." Sorik laughed and slammed the cell door shut. What none of them knew, what the Empire had failed to record in its vast intelligence files, was that Sergeant Marcus Cole had once carried a wounded alien pilot 11 miles through a war zone, refusing to leave her behind even as Human Command ordered him to abandon the enemy asset. That pilot's name was Caliph Vaughn. She was now Queen of Zartesh, and she had no idea the man in the dungeon was the same soldier who saved her life. That truth arrived the next morning when Queen Caliph walked the lower levels, a rare custom she kept from her late mother, checking on prisoners the council preferred to forget. She stopped cold in front of cell 17. The scar on his jaw, the steady, unblinking eyes, the way he stood even in chains, like the universe owed him nothing and he expected nothing from it. "Marcus?" she whispered. He looked up, and for the first time in 3 days, something in his expression cracked. "Caliph, you're the queen. You remember me." "I remember carrying someone who wouldn't stop bleeding on me and telling me to shut up because my singing was worse than the artillery." A small, disbelieving laugh escaped her. "I never thanked you." "You don't owe a dying man anything," Marcus said quietly. "I just didn't want to leave you in the mud." Caliph's hand tightened on the cell bars. Behind her, 2 guards exchanged uneasy glances. This was not how the queen was supposed to look at a human prisoner. Word spread fast. By midday, the council had summoned the queen, not as a request, but a demand. "Your Majesty," said Councillor Drev, the eldest and most feared voice in the chamber. "The human in the dungeon is scheduled for execution at the Empire's convenience. Any deviation from that sentence will be seen as weakness. Sentiment. The kind of softness that lost your mother her throne to rebellion whispers." "He saved my life," Caliph said evenly. "He is a human." Drev spat the word like poison. "They are bred for war, not gratitude. Do not mistake a soldier's instinct for loyalty." Caliph's jaw tightened. She had spent 5 years since her coronation proving she was not the soft-hearted girl the council once dismissed. She had signed trade embargoes. She had authorized strikes. She had buried her own grief the day her mother died, because queens were not permitted the luxury of feeling. But this was different. "Bring him before the throne room tomorrow," she said, "publicly. If I am wrong about him, the council may do with him as they wish." Drev smiled thinly, certain he had already won. "And if you are not wrong?" Caliph met his eyes without blinking. "Then you will learn that some debts outlive empires." That night, Marcus was brought food for the first time, real food, not prison rations. A single guard, younger than the rest, slid the tray through the bars with visible reluctance. "She shouldn't be doing this," the guard muttered. "The council will destroy her for it." "She's not doing it for the council," Marcus said, eating slowly. "She's doing it because it's right. That's usually the most dangerous reason to do anything." The guard studied him for a long moment. "Why did you save her? On your world, humans don't owe us anything either." Marcus set down the tray. "Because somebody was drowning and I had 2 hands. That's it. That's the whole reason. Didn't need a flag or an order to tell me that mattered." The guard said nothing else. But he didn't lock the cell door all the way that night. The next evening, The great hall filled beyond capacity. Counselors, generals, nobles from a dozen conquered worlds. All gathered to witness either an execution or an unprecedented act of royal defiance. The doors opened. Marcus walked in first, chains removed, spine straight despite 3 days of captivity. Silence rippled through the chamber. A human, unchained, in the throne room of Zartesh, was itself a violation no one alive had witnessed. Then the second set of doors opened. Queen Caliph entered, and she was holding his hand. Gasped. A guard's spear clattered to the floor. Counselor Drev rose so fast his robes nearly tore. "Your Majesty, this is the man who carried me 11 miles through enemy fire when my own pilots left me for dead," Caliph said, her voice carrying to every corner of the hall. "This is the man your laws call livestock. Your laws that I did not write and do not honor." She turned to face the council directly, still holding Marcus's hand like a shield and a declaration at once. "For 300 years, this throne room has banned humans because we called them beneath us. Today I stand corrected before you all. He is not beneath anyone. He proved that when he chose to save a stranger with nothing to gain." Drev's voice shook with fury. "The law is clear. The law," Caliph interrupted, "is about to change." She raised their joined hands. "From this day, no human who has shown honor to Zartesh will be treated as property within these walls. Sergeant Marcus Cole is granted full citizenship, royal protection, and my personal gratitude, which, unlike your laws, cannot be legislated away." The chamber erupted. Some in protest, some in stunned silence, and a few, quietly, in something like awe. Marcus looked at her, disbelief and something warmer breaking across his face. "You didn't have to do all that for me." Caliph smiled, the coldness of the throne finally softening into something real. "You didn't have to carry me 11 miles either. Some debts, Marcus, you don't calculate them. You just pay them." Outside the hall, for the first time in 300 years, a human walked free beneath the banners of Zartesh, not as a prisoner, not as livestock, but as the reason an empire's oldest law finally broke.